Soufred Jazz, the ultimate experience. On the fringe of St. Lucia Jazz, yet taking main focus is Soufred Jazz, the ultimate experience. Featuring Taunton legend, Future Lights, Robsai and Finesse, TYP, Ricky T, Jennison John, Headliners, Nyla Blackman. Skinny Fabulous, Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Soufred Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Soufred Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission $130 EC. VIP $400 EC. Get your tickets at fourcirclestickets.com. SRDF, The Cell, Soufred Jazz, ultimate experience.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Another wonderful Friday afternoon to you, everyone. We're at the end of another week of our cycle of programs, The Real Issues, with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer. It airs weekdays from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on Real FM radio, coming to you on the dual frequencies of 91.3 for those of you joining us in the north and 91.5 in the south. We also simulcast on NBC television, Channel 120 on the Flow Cable TV service, and we are also on Facebook Live as well as streaming live via YouTube. I hope you're having a good day so far. We've had a shortened week, of course, because of the midweek public holiday, Labor Day that was. But of course, yesterday and today, here we are. I just want to make sure that to those of you who are keeping tabs for whatever reason and so on, someone told me that you were not there a certain day last week when I was sure that we were there, and we had a little bit of a back and forth. He said, no, you were not on that particular day. And I said, no, we were on. It's because we had something wrong with the Facebook. You obviously are following us via Facebook Live, but we were cut out of that for just a bit, I think just for that day. So we were on the time and the day that you were saying. We've been off air recently, mostly because of the Parliament, and I think one day where I did indicate that a stomach bug was bothering me. I think that would have been Wednesday of last week or something of that sort. But apart from that, it was mostly because of the Parliament and our link up with it and my own functioning as a temporary senator in advance of Senator Dr. Alison Jean's return, which he has and did take part in the Senate debate of the budget, the appropriation bill, which occurred on Tuesday, the 30th of this month. That's earlier this week, Tuesday of this week. So as you head into a weekend, I hope you're making your preparations well, that you are planning everything. Nowadays you have to plan ahead of time, even for a journey, especially when it's a journey in the north of the island. You know, I try now to avoid, if I can, going up north, because to me it just eats up so much of your time. Is just so slow moving. I think I took a chance yesterday to try to go up north, and then I had to diverge or detour through Corinth, because when I saw the way this traffic was at a crawl almost for the entire length, and then I reached the Marisil Corinth gap, and I saw what it was like going down towards Glass. I said, oh no, something's wrong there, because I wanted to go to two gas stations, to the one at Glass and to the other one as you head further along. It's on the same side, forgot the name of it. It's a very big, one of the more modern gas stations. And then I said, no, if I'm going there, if I go around through Corinth and I come through that Bois-de-Wange Corinth Road, I'll be able to turn into the southbound lane heading into town, and it'll be easier for me. So that I did, and I was very happy, because really, I mean, we're supposed to be a country that is considering ourselves to be modern, But this Castres to Groseley journey and the absolute way that it just takes up an incredible amount of time, a frustrating, exasperating amount of time, it belies the modernity and smoothness of transportation that we should have. I mean, the traffic virtually dies. And to make matters worse, coming up that hill by the Almond Bay Resort and so on, there was an accident. And my goodness, just people getting around that accident, which took up one of the lanes, even though it was only a very short length that it took and so on, because people don't want to give way to one another and everybody. Well, not everybody, of course. I got to be fair. There are some very nice, courteous people on the road. And, but people just don't want to give way. They believe everything is a race. Everything is having to prove that, I have the upper hand. Too much of this upper hand business of people racing to pass you, and then you see that they've stopped just a few meters down the road. It's just like there's just that feeling that I have to dominate, that I have to. Now, nobody's talking about people being squishy, wishy-washy and what of that, but this feeling that I just have to show that, I'm stronger than you, and I think it just leads to too much behavior on the roads and elsewhere that's akin to bullying and so on, and it ends up being a lot of unnecessary trouble. People not wanting to give way, not wanting to yield. There's sometimes we're in genuine urgent situations, maybe even emergency, but there's sometimes we are not, and a relaxed drive, letting someone go, letting them pass, giving way to them and so on, it takes nothing off us, and it prevents our own blood pressure from going up. Do you know one of the most common things that causes your blood pressure to rise and to spike is driving fast, driving aggressively, the tension that it causes and so on and all of that. Sometimes just driving a little more relaxed and so on, it causes you to be not in that keyed up state that you can get a heart attack or something like that. We need to watch those kinds of things. But I gotta tell you, the drive up north, I've had to do it a couple days or more this week. It really, and then it really is a source of frustration. It's a source of delay. And I hope whatever needs to be done with the road transport system, that it will be done in this year of infrastructure. Whatever the snafus and the hiccups and the impediments and whatever it was that took place in years past, that they can be righted, that they can be corrected, and we don't have to go through this. I kind of looked at it and I said, I'm so glad that I didn't choose a residence, in that part of St. Lucia, because if you have to come down to work, I want the people who have to come down to work every single day, who have to go back home every single day, around those times where you see that, how are they able to cope? This is a perfect recipe for people, road rage due to impatience, due to frustration. And I looked at some of the bus drivers and I said, I'm beginning to better understand why they're driving the way they drive. It's not right, of course. I'm not justifying it. I just looked at, a couple of it and I said, when you're a bus driver and you leave town and you have to stop, if not every single stop, every other stop to let off somebody or pick up somebody, that already lengthens the time of your journey considerably. And the people who are on that bus are probably grumbling, they're probably upset, they probably have to go to work. Sometimes it's not that they didn't plan to leave early. Sometimes you leave as early as is practicable, but the condition of the road is going to chew up the time. It's going to eat up the time, And I hope that, in the future we can have bus lanes, because these are people who go into work, these are people who go into shop, these are people who, whatever activity or the reason for their travel is important to the economic life of the country. It's important to so many things that we don't know about, whether they're domestic workers or hotel workers or whatever they are, or just shoppers and so on. They're very important to the economic life of the country. I didn't intend to speak about that. Let me just say, apart from good afternoon to everybody, good afternoon, Andrew Antoine. You always listen, I know. I hope today is no exception, that you're not chupsing on some journey to Groseley somewhere else with a frustration. But Andrew, you did call the program. When was it? It wasn't yesterday. It would have been Tuesday, perhaps, that Andrew Antoine called the program, and he was talking about the livable wage. And they need to tell us, he said, whether what we are talking about is a minimum wage or livable wage. And I remember telling Andrew, I think I'm recalling it correctly, that I thought that the livable and the minimum wage were the same thing, that what we're looking for is a minimum wage that is livable. You know, the lowest wage that you can pay somebody for just the basic, we can say, survival or sustenance in the country. And Andrew, again, if I remember correctly, and others can bear me out on that, said, no, they're not the same thing. And he went into some explanation that the minimum wage and livable wage, they're different. But the Prime Minister, hearing him speaking at the Labor Day interaction that they had, I think I was told that it was just over there at Serenity Park. Remember, yesterday I was saying, oh boy, I'm ashamed that I didn't even, and that's not far from us at all. The Prime Minister did say, and he did stress, a livable minimum wage. So his indications are that it is the same thing, a livable minimum wage. So Andrew, having heard that, if you did hear it, maybe you can call and tell us your thoughts on the combination of the two criteria, even just the adjectives, that it is in fact related to the other. They are in fact synergistic, that livable minimum wage, and whether you have any further thoughts on that you want to share with us as well. We would greatly appreciate that. The other thing I want to talk about, there's a song that Nigel has supplied me with and said he really thinks we should play it. I know Nigel, it's because the song is giving me a little bit of picong, so he want to play that. I have my name in it, yeah. So, it's not a bad song, I'll talk about it in a while. But Nigel had a song giving me a little bit of a poke in the ribs. That's a nice song, we should play it, he want to give me a little jab, and he feel the song giving me we're playing it in a while, a song by Invader. Folks, have you ever tried to travel within the OECS? We've been hearing it for a long time, that the freedom of movement, that you won't need a passport, you can use any acceptable form of ID, you can use your driver's license, you can use your national ID card and this kind of thing for travel. Has anyone ever done it and it has been accepted by the customs and immigration people? The immigration people mostly. When you're living, will the people who do the final checks on you, our immigration people, whatever, and so on, do they ever tell you it's okay, your driver's license is okay? Have you ever tried it? Huh? And nobody, no problem whatsoever. Okay. And St. Lucia, you left with it and they're okay. Has it ever been as easy? Because some people are saying, I've never tried it. You know why I never bothered trying it? Because to my surprise, sometimes you go with certain expectations, and then when you reach, immigration officers tell you, we don't know about that. We don't know about that. Very sorry, we don't know about that. I went to Antigua the first time. I had a CARICOM, how do you call that? Skilled National Freedom of Movement Skills, certificate and so on. Everything was well stamped. And I thought it was just a matter of them endorsing it and whatever. The process in Antigua the first time was like I had to be applying all over again for an Antiguan skills certificate. So it was like I had to present birth certificate, this, that, my qualifications, so that they could give me an Antiguan. Inside my passport was a stamp and whatever that said whatever, wherever I could go, I'd never had. But they made me go through the process as if it was, to be sure, they never denied me, you understand? They never told me you have to go back until we do it. But it was like I had to go up and down that labor department and the immigration department. I remember names of people I met there. The labor commissioner, Mr. Hesketh Williams, I think was his name. Miss Evanson, those names, I got to know them because I was in and out of the office so frequently. So like I had to go back and submit every document, and they had to verify. And when I look at the form, it's like I am applying for a CARICOM Skilled Nationals Freedom of Movement Certificate. I said, okay. I had the stamp in my passport, which they told me once that stamp is in your passport, you no problem whatsoever. You can go to any of the contracting states and so on for all of that. Eventually, I got the certificate or whatever they stamped my passport with and so on. It was not a problem in the end. I've never had problems after that. But I kind of wondered, why did I need to go through a process which was akin to, I can understand you need to check it, you need to verify it. because you have fraud everywhere. But it was like I needed to go through everything I had gone through before in terms of documentation, in terms of waiting time, in terms of questions, interviews, blah, 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 etc., etc. Through it I got. No crying over, there was really not any. But have you had any problems or know of anybody from any of the other territories that come to St. Lucia and they report having any difficulties whatsoever, including the setting up of a business? I mean, the OECS is supposed to have full freedom of movement. We're supposed to be in an economic union. Am I wrong in thinking that the economic union means that we can go to any OECS country and set up an enterprise according to the same rules that people of the country have to set up an enterprise? If you need to rent a building, if you need to do this, if you need to do that, if you need to register whatever your business, as any business I suppose needs to register and so on. Are we aware of any situation where the reality does not seem to gel with the pronouncements, with the declarations, with what is on the paper, with what is declared? Do we know of that? The reason I'm bringing this up is that I got a call not long before I came here, for the program, from an OECS national who's telling me that he came here and he's a man with good, qualifications. He's a man with good credentials, with a good reputation, with, he comes with good, everything, that you would consider, someone of respectability and all of that. I don't think he has any history or association with anything that is criminal or fraudulent or anything of that kind. He's worked in different Caribbean countries, and he was telling me he came trying to register a business that he wants to set up, and he's done work in St. Lucia before. He served as a consultant, I think, back in the days when they were introducing VAT or whatever it was. I think he served on some kind of consultancy or advisory committee or board, whatever. So he has some history with St. Lucia. And I'm just wondering, what is the difficulty? I was having a problem because it was before coming to do the program. I told him, my mind is never really anywhere else than watching news and our own news and so on before I come here to make sure I'm on top of things and so on. But it's like he was denied. I think he said he went to the registry of companies and intellectual property, the place where you register businesses, of the business registry, whatever it was. And he couldn't get through with that. He couldn't. And he's at a loss as to why. And I said I will ask some questions. There wasn't time to make the necessary calls. But are there some things that a person needs to know that maybe they are taken for granted? Maybe they have too much of a simplistic idea of how easy it will be when they come, and that there are things that they need to do, which I don't know. For example, in Antigua, the free movement does not mean that you can go and buy land, or whatever. I think there is still in place, at least when I was last there and heard and checked with the man who deals with those things, the Attorney General and Minister for Labor, Justice, etc., Mr. Stedroy Cutie Benjamin. He said, no, you need to have a non-citizen's landholding license. You understand? They don't call it an alien. They call it a non-citizen's landholding license. Now, sometimes under the treaty, different territories ask for what they call waivers or derogations because of their particular circumstances. Maybe they're very small landmass, the pressure on their land and the resources and so on versus the local demands and things of that sort. So they will apply to the OECS Commission, whatever. Can we suspend our obligations to free up the land and so on for the next 5 years while we put in place a proper land registry? We don't have a proper land registry for Barbuda, which is part of the unitary state of Antigua and Barbuda. I'm not saying that's what it is, but they need certain controls and to put certain things in place which they don't have. They didn't have a land registry when I left there in place for Barbuda, which is the sister isle, which is part of the unitary state of Antigua and Barbuda. You understand? So maybe they need that. They need other things, etc. Voting rights is another thing. It's not because there's free movement and unlimited stay that you're granted that you can get on the voters list right away. You're a Commonwealth citizen, you're an OECS citizen, but there needs to be some residency of, I think in the case of Antigua, 7 years continuous before you are eligible to be registered as a voter, and a whole lot of different things and so on that perhaps a person coming might think you automatically can have access to them that you don't. But I was kind of disturbed when this OECS citizen told me of the difficulties he was having just trying to register a business that he wants to do here in St. Lucia. Now, It could be again that there are things that need to be cleared before. I don't really know. But have you ever had any difficulties or know of anybody who has such a difficulty? Now, the song. The song. I tell you, this fella Nigel, his finger hovering over the button there. He can't wait to press that, you know. No, I lie on him, you know. He's very relaxed. Anyway, he gave me a nice song by Invader, who believes that we giving Alan too much attention. We're mentioning his name too much. I've heard it before. And so he gives Shelton a little jab there. He gives another media person a little jab there. I don't know how come he don't give Richard Frederick a little jab, because I don't think there's anybody who mentions, or is there? Okay. I'm only hearing it for the first time. Whoever, you know, who gives Alan, you know, more blows than Richard Frederick does. Let me just say this. Calypso is not something I believe we should be debating. Yeah. Calypso is not something we should be debating. It's not something, you know, too often I think politicians have run themselves into the ground where public opinion and public perception is concerned. Because if a Calypso says something that they don't like or that they think is misrepresenting the truth, they want to take it on, they want to have a fight, they want to quarrel about it, and etc., etc. The politicians who fare the best are those who don't let themselves come across as being thin-skinned about Calypsos. Sometimes the Calypso is giving them some picong. They come to the tent, they enjoy themselves, they dance, you know, they do their little, you know. I mean, some time ago, he's not a politician, but the father of the opposition leader, Michael Chasney, Pep was singing some song about, you know, the prices or whatever it was. And I mean, Michael Chasney came on stage to help Pep with you know, some of the props that he was doing to show, you know, Michael, whatever it was. I think it was about the cockma, you know, the price is so high that, you know, the cockma holding people and so on. Up to now, some people say they can't understand how Pep was able to, you know, hold one side of his body so stiff, you know, holding the mic with the other one, but to show, you know, how a stroke on the cockma, whatever, take the person. That was fun. I think there was another one too, again, Michael Shastey, where it was Robbie who had the song, Everything, Michael, have a hand in that, you know. Cultural Center, Michael Chasney came there, shaking a leg and so on, you know, doing his thing and so on. And I think generally, you know, Calypso is something, you don't worry yourself with whether, you know, they're taking blows at you. People might give you jokes, they might laugh, whatever it is, but it blows away. And the more you show, just like St. Lucian culture, if somebody calling you a name, unless it's some, you know, really distasteful thing, but somebody calling you a name and you showing yourself to be vexed about it and this, they'll never stop calling you the name, you know. It's now they're going to call you the name, you're showing you vex and all of that. So, you know, there have been people who've taken digs. Rick Wayne took some, 30 years ago, when a Calypso written by Marius Wilson and sung by Zorro, Osan Griffith, called Prophet of Doom, you know. You come from the USA, Ricky, where the grass was green. You know, remember that song? I mean, that was quite a bit of a hit. And so on. I mean, these things over time. A foreigner from LA tell me Ricky's a CIA, you know, kind of a, how you call that? A kind of a, I don't know, damn squib kind of one, you know. Ricky's a CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, whatever. But maybe that was a theme of Marius Wilson's songwriting, because afterwards Mogi came out with a song that I think he wrote, that he was hired by the intelligence agencies to investigate people in this land, you know. I think the song was called Lord Put a Hand or something of that sort. So we must never feel that way about Calypsos. We're getting into the Calypso season, Carnival season. We're going to be hearing songs and so on. We have to be that kind of way. From my recollection, Invader, I think, I can't speak for him, I think has evinced being a supporter, a fairly constant supporter of the Labour Party, if I recall. But he was the man who, back in 1998 or whatever it was, came out with that song about L'Argent, you know. You know, it's like, who was he talking about? Labour Party just come to power. A top Labour Party man singing a song. It's like them fellas just come to take my money, you know. They pay bus fare and fees relax, but then they raise departure tax, and it's like, he gave licks to them. Does that mean that he was a turncoat or anything? I mean, Calypso is just something to be enjoyed, even when it seems to be, you know, peeling a bit of skin off you. So let's hear from, Invader, always a man who, here in St. Lucia, I think this is one prophet who is not without honor in his own country, and I can tell you I'm one of his fans for as long as I've known him, and maybe before I ever met him. Yeah.
Oh lad boy, that name again, I'm tired. Don't know how an unpopular politician is so popular. Oi, oi. Day and night must hear this man name on the media. Oi, oi. From Safenu early morning to can I help you in the evening? It's the same name you hearing. It could be so annoying. Whether Newspin or Sheldon, the man name have to mention, have to stop that crap. Stop falling in Alan trap. Is Alan do this? And Alan do that? Is Alan do this? That man feeling smart. All the ministers
Feel the freshness.
Your essential guide to understand music.
that name again. I'm tired. Don't know how an unpopular politician is so popular. Oi, oi. Day and night must hear this man name on the media. Oi, oi. From Safenu early morning to can I help you in the evening? It's the same name you hearing. It could be so annoying. Whether Newspin or Sheldon, the man name have to mention, have to stop that crap. Stop falling in Alan trap. Is Alan do this? And Alan do that? Is Alan do this? That man feeling smart. All the ministers and the PM, he more popular than them. Is them causing the problem cause they have a name like an anthem. Is Alan do this? And Alan do that? Stop playing the game. Stop calling Alan name. Is Alan do this? Alan do that? Wenson do this? Wenson do that? Alan do this? Alan do that? Wenson. Hey, hey. Tous les jours comme ça. If the man go on a holiday up in Toronto, oi, oi. Next day is big news on TV and radio, oi, oi. As he in opposition, the man love that attention. No longer prime minister, but feel he still have the power. Always have a press conference. That ain't making sense. Media always there, broadcasting that everywhere. Is Alan do this? And Alan do that? Is Alan do this? That man feeling smart. The man was losing ground. He's sitting in the back of his van. We'll read that in the news. PM and all giving their views. Is Alan do this? And Alan do that? Always talking about the man and fulfilling his plan. Oh yes, Alan do this. Alan do that. Wenson do this. Wenson do that. Alan do this. Alan do that. Alan do this. Alan do that. He have the media eating out the hand. Oi, oi. Every move the man make is part of the plan. Oi, oi. His antics in parliament, for attention it is meant. Trying with all he might to remain in the limelight. That is what he's looking for. To make him more popular. Based on Pakaton, last pally about Alan. Is Alan do this? And Alan do that? Is Alan do this? That man feeling smart. That is his strategy to keep people talking about he. Even the heavy roller calling he Johnny Walker. Is Alan do this? And Alan do that? He brainwashing we, even like singing about he. Oh lad, is Alan do this? Alan do that? Alan do this? Alan do that? Wenzel do this? 15 do that? Walker. Oh lad, Alan, Alan.
All right, catchy. We would expect no less from Papa Veda, right? Do you agree with him? Do you agree with him that no got no man, no Alan, no got Kuye, no Alan Twop? Is that the same in the United States? Do you agree that Trump is getting too much attention? Can you avoid giving him the attention? He's ex-president, he's immediate past president. Can you avoid talking about him? He's such a big, significant person. And they don't have opposition leader in America, you know. Once you see you lose the presidency, you're not in office. Here we have somebody who not too long ago was our prime minister. And not just he lost the seat of the prime minister, but he's still in the parliament. And he still holds a very important office in the parliament and in the nation. The office of leader of His Majesty's loyal opposition. He's still the political leader of one of the two biggest political parties in St. Lucia. He's a man who shows every intention, like Trump, of wanting to make a play again to become the head of government of the country. We never know what could happen. Do you agree? So when we come back from the break, that's a question I want you to call and to answer, because Papa Veda has given us a very, very catchy song to tell us, you know, too much of this Ireland, that, everything is Ireland. But sometimes the song itself, is doing exactly what he tells us not to do, you know, because that song, you know, songs drive things into your head more than words and press conferences and platform and all of that, you know. When you see a song going on, it's telling you, Alan, do this, Alan, do that, Alan, Pisces, Alan, Pala. You know what you're doing? They're driving Alan in your head, you know. So, Papa Veda, sometimes the programming, the code, you're writing it even more effectively and powerfully than the people that you're criticizing, including Shelton. I don't want to name anybody else, you know. Well, okay, NBC is our people and so on. But, you know, Zafenu and Can I Help You? And all the places you see where they, you know, talking, Alan. Maybe your song might end up doing much more for that cause than all the other people that you mentioned combined. But, you know, we're having fun, okay? We're not taking that too seriously. Like I say, it's a nice, catchy song. This is The Real Issues. Let's take our break. And when we come back, light up that phone for me, please.
Alan do this, Alan do that.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Fred Jazz, the ultimate experience. On the fringe of St. Lucia Jazz, yet taking main focus is Fred Jazz, the ultimate experience. Featuring Taunton legend, Future Lights, Rob Zayak Finesse, TYP, Ricky T, Tedison John, Headliners, Nyla Blackman. Skinny Fabulous. Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Sufra Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Sufra Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission, $130 EC. VIP, $400 EC. Get your tickets at fourcirclestickets.com. SRDF, The Cell, Sufra Jazz, ultimate experience.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway. Call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Yes, the best a man can get.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
The telephone lines are open for your calls, 724-7325. That's the mobile number that you can WhatsApp call us on. And it is also the number for our Real Issues WhatsApp group where you can post your comments. We are 24/7, even at times on days when we have no program, like tomorrow, like Sunday. So 758-724-7325. You can use that to WhatsApp call us. You can also use it to join our Real Issues WhatsApp group. And you can also call us on the landline number 4533911. Good afternoon and big up to the man Skinny of Skinny's Chicken here at the corner of Jeremy and Pena Street there, especially in the nighttime. And Skinny wants us to play that song again. And I think because it's Skinny, I'm going to do it. We have a call on the line. Hi. Good afternoon. Real Issues. Hello. Hi, caller. You there?
Good afternoon, Mr. Sheldon.
Hey, forward là.
Après papa bon Dieu, forward là.
Selba, ouvrez moi c'est forward là, toujours devant hein.
Forward là tout. Moi toujours devant, c'est moi qui forward gouma.
All right.
Massa c'est me backward.
Mon comprends.
Ou jouer des forward l'homme de pas des forward ever backward
never. Oui.
Et ben c'est là mon point. Là il est gâté. You va fouiller à tout à placard il a forward ever backward never.
Ça oui.
Avec mon point porter des pays le meilleur radio 100. So moi toujours forward ever backward never.
All right. Okay. Qui nouvelle aujourd'hui?
Moi merci, moi féliciter pour amener toutes bonnes nouvelles venues par nous. Pardon?
Allez, continue.
Moi là pas trop mal.
Oui, continue.
Moi là pas trop mal.
Oui.
Et puis langue la nettoyer.
OK. Maintenant.
Moi fait travail moi.
Oui.
Yes. Moi bienvenue toute la famille, c'est guest là va mener un content qui a pas de bonnes nouvelles par nous. Moi là et puis la prière moi 3 fois pour journée moi adouter moi. Là c'est pour moi prendre temps pour moi voir la prière pour programme. Vous savez?
Oui.
Pour là où arriver.
Oui.
Parce que nous besoin chercher la prière.
Ça oui.
Et tout ça nous a fait.
Oui. Merci un peu le forward là, moi apprécie ça.
Tout ça c'est la prière qui nous va hein.
Ça oui.
Et puis moi d'où me gagne l'honneur moi.
Ça oui.
Oui. So, moi oui merci. Moi tout ce monde n'a qu'à écouter ni actuellement moi fin parler avec un garçon qui écoute au ban. Rita la police là.
OK.
Fin parler avec moi content tout le monde qui dit moi écouter, yo content la parole.
OK.
J'autre tout monsieur Nix bon matin moi qui pourrait bien. Vous entendez?
OK.
Moi dis bonne journée. Merci bien tout ce monde qui attend dans le pays tout partout. 4 coins la terre forward là. Merci avec précaution. Là où va vivre.
Merci un peu le forward là pour bénédiction. All right. So the lines are open 4533911 and you know she calls herself forward la and look she's almost always our first caller, so she really is the one who is forward. She's right at the front of the line, and she has a great emphasis on prayer and blessings and so on, and never a bad thing, never a place that you can go wrong. All right, Skinny, so we're going to play the song in a while, but I tell you, Miguel is boss, Miguel is boss. Miguel sent me a message, and I tell you that message, it boss. I'm talking about the Allen, and I'm saying that Vader is saying Allen. He's saying, we mentioning Allen name too much, but he himself putting more Allen out there. Miguel said, no, it's a good play on words. Think of it as, I'll undo this, and I'll undo that. Undo means to defect, Il ka défait tout ça nous fait dans cette lycée. Il ka croiser custody suite, il ka croiser l'hôpital, il ka do boot administrative center, il ka tout bagay il ka fait pas undo monsieur de ka fait so là autant I'll undo this. On ne peut pas te laisser I'll undo this. Ma kay défait si, et ma kay défait ça. Oh yes. Quite fitting, Miguel says, as he's undone so much of what we've known to be St. Lucian. The man almost crashed the National Trust, So many things. The man closed down Radio St. Lucia, all of that. But we have a call on the line. Hello.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing? I'm calling from the United States of America.
Okay,
South Florida.
Okay.
Shelton.
That was quick. Who brought you there? Was it the FBI?
The KGB.
Because I mean talk about FBI come and with plane and pick up somebody, and they give FBI coming to pick up somebody, they give them advance notice, we coming for you tomorrow morning, so get yourself ready and we'll pick you up and all of that and so on,
Yes. But Shelton, You know, when Venezuela send invitation to the people, he does send the plane too. It is very much in the same way like the FBI. And it's important people they're doing that for now. You ever hear us send and take a vagrant?
You know what I mean?
Shelton, let me tell you something. The song is indeed a play on words. That's exactly what I was thinking. The dubon turned in that song there. Bum, bum, boo. Listen. I'll do this, and it's Alan that undo it. I'll undo that, and it's Alan that undo it. Everything. So let me tell you, whilst the flambeaus will get what they want from the song, the real message in the song is hitting you, and you don't have to be a genius to figure it out. But you were saying, I mean, we can, let me tell you, Shelton, there is absolutely no way you can forget about him, you know. Absolutely no way.
Yeah.
When my great-grandchildren are born, my great-grandchildren will be told, right, that these lands down there belong to us in this country, but Alan do this. You know, we are praying that Mr. Pierre Cannon do the nonsense that Allen did. Okay? $13.5 million that could have built 26 short roads in Beaufort or 13 major roads in the South. Beaufort South constituency was wasted on one road for a foreigner. I mean, come on, how can we forget about him? We cannot forget about him. There are people on lands in Beaufort currently who do not know, who have no clue that their future was mortgaged by this man. We can't forget him, Shelton. We cannot. Okay? So Alan do this, and he better know that we undid him to do us anymore, and he better get ready for the special prosecutor, because listener are waiting. Shelton, have a wonderful weekend. Good afternoon, Nigel. I keep forgetting to say hi. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
You as well. Thank you very much. You know, even the jazz festival that we in there, the man had to try to undo so many things about jazz. You know, Soleil and whatever, couche and all kind of different things and so on, weird, you know, that were just not clicking. People were saying that this thing, you know, it's not really what they're accustomed to. It's not what they came for, just to show that he's innovative and, you know, he can, you know, he can change things, and he's so, I don't know, you know, he's so witty and he's so sharp and all of that. It's just like I have some of his supporters continually talking about wanting to, I don't know if they think that's a denigration to say Richard Frederick is a junior minister. He's a junior minister. I don't know how somebody working in the office of their prime minister, the prime minister brings you in to work with him, how that makes you junior. If that's the case, there were many juniors in the UWP government. Remember the cluster arrangement? It was everybody, it seemed, was a minister in the prime minister's office. So Dominic Fede was minister for tourism in the office of the prime minister. Who else was minister for whatever in the office of the prime minister? I think Hugh Baldus was one. Even Sarah, I think, as minister for foreign affairs, she was minister of foreign affairs in the office of the prime minister. A cluster, you know, like any cluster, black, come say minister in the ministry of this and that. And I'm saying, okay, you call a parliamentary secretary, you bring in a minister of state, you bring in somebody to create again, but the whole government was a cluster government, you know. The whole government was a cluster this and a cluster that. So that means all those people, Dominic, Sarah, Ubaldus, who else, they were all junior ministers. Yeah. Sometimes we just forget. And it's the same thing again, you know, the undoing of everything. Radio St. Lucia, there for donkey years and so on. But again, I have to say, Radio St. Lucia, every time Radio St. Lucia was closed, and I think it was closed at least 4 times, 3 or 4 times I can remember, it was always a UWP government. The last time was terminal. The last time it wasn't bouncing back, and I have said repeatedly, if I had to advise this government, I would say don't go and reopen no Radio St. Lucia, because you're going to put too many efforts in restoring it and restoring the building and refurbishing and upgrading as you did last time. As soon as they come in, if they come in, jupe, you got me just for spite. You know, we have to show you that nothing you do will be allowed to stand. We're going to shut it down again, and they'll do that. Everything is about spite and show that we will not allow you to have a feather in your cap. If you say it's possible. All right. Somebody's calling me now, and it seems from Canada. Peter the Great. If you say it's possible and those fellas come in, don't be surprised they try to pull us out of the CCJ and go back to the Privy Council, you know. Don't be surprised. You know. Just because they feel that SLP took us, so they have to go. If SLP went north, they have to go south. Hi, Peter. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Shelton. Last night I was listening to Can I Help You? Yes, Shelton. If that is what I'm hearing, this guy that called the show from Viewfort, it seems Alan had a plan to sell the whole of St. Lucia or what?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Remember, this is very scary, you know, man.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And then it is very scary, the kind of things the man was giving away, our patrimony, the man's just getting rid of us slowly, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not lying to tell you, this is very scary, man, my brother. And then a lot of investigation. And as she said a while ago, the special prosecutor, I think that man afraid of that because they have a lot of things that is buried there and then need to come to the surface. And I cannot believe that St. Lucian still have this man want to come back to him. Where are you going?
Yeah.
These guys need to be jailed, Shelton, and make an example out of them people. Taking all our things and giving it away, selling all our lands like that. And then what the government is doing, at least trying to give St. Lucian, make them the owner for the Olympus of land. And they have problem with this?
Yeah. But that's
what I have to say, man. I don't like to tell you, that is heartbreaking, you know. Listening to that is scary, brethren.
Yeah.
It is scary.
Indeed.
And if Lucians don't want to understand what is going on with this, not UWP, but this set of guys, this guy is not UWP.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, my brother.
Okay.
That was my contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Peter Montag, Peter the Great, he calls himself, calling us from Canada. Now we're going to play the song again. But you know, look at that, you know, Radio St. Lucia, let's say it was $2 million debt. I don't even think, because the debt was being paid down. Whatever it was, that's too much, you know. We have to shut it down. Fisheries, we have to shut it down. Everything St. Lucian, custody suites, we have to demolish it. National Trust, zero. They're not getting anything, you know. We have to stop administrative building that they were doing in Viewfort. But you can put millions and millions and millions of our dollars in the hands of people who, it's not coincidence that they happen to look like you. St. Lucian's never good enough for you. You're going to go and give a foreigner how much of our land in Viewfort. And all of that is part of the program to spite Kenny Anthony, you know. Alan Shastney has had a jealous fascination with Kenny Anthony since he was young. His father has been encouraging him to emulate Kenny Anthony, to get in touch with Kenny Anthony. Kenny Anthony had a brother who was managing a hotel in the north of the island. And when Kenny came to St. Lucia, he used to spend time there with his brother. Somebody used to work here remembers Kenny coming there, and the guy's way of relaxing, he said, was to read. Kenny Anthony used to sit on the bare floor, cross-legged, his feet crossed under him, and holding a book up almost like somebody's praying. And he said the man just used to read and read and read and read. That alone, I found it credible. And he said one day he saw Michael Shastney come with Alan to introduce him to Kenny, like he just wanted his son to meet Kenny Anthony. That's what he told me, and I know his man is not lying. He doesn't know what contact after that, but he knows that was the first time, like Michael just wanted Alan to meet Kenny. And this obsession is to show that whatever you do, I can do it too. I can do it better than you. So all this whole Theo Aking thing in Vieux-Fort was especially because Kenny Anthony was the representative, was the MP. They had tried several times, they cannot unseat him. So to do something that would be in his face, while whatever he tried to do like administrative center, you stop it, you undo it, just the same way like that swearing in at the Philip Maslin grounds and all those things. All the jealous fascination with Kenny Anthony, the same kind of jealous fascination that Donald Trump has had with Barack Obama, that even after Barack Obama had done his 2 terms and stopped being president, Trump could not stop talking about Obama. Obama this, Obama that. If we vote Clinton, it will be like a 3rd term for Obama, 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 Obama. The same way with Alan Chasney is Kenny Anthony, Kenny Anthony, Kenny Anthony, Kenny Anthony. They could not stop at all. And a lot of the mess up things was meant to dismantle the legacy and the image and the reputation of Kenny Anthony, to show that nothing he did was right. But I can do things that will be monuments of greatness and that can stand. And in the end, mess up things even more in the country. Kenny Anthony is still Kenny Anthony. Listen to this man, who gave up being prime minister, remains as the MP for the same Vieux-Fort. He doesn't think he's too big for Vieux-Fort. Who accepted to be deputy speaker. Here his presentations. Here his presentations in the parliament, When Kenny is on, I know if this program is on, I don't get one view, nothing. Everybody, Kenny Anthony, they want to hear and so on. You think you can ever have that kind of poll like this man? All the jealous fascination and so on with him, to try to undo him and to try to demean him and diminish him. Look at him now. Aged like fine wine, and is now, I tell you, he unsung in everything. I suppose the burdens of being prime minister and so on. The man is so humble. The man has accepted to be deputy speaker. He doesn't consider it too low to serve the Parliament of St. Lucia, not by walking out and creating noise and all of that. We have to mention the name of the person, the name of the culprit, the name of the guy who has allowed his jealous fascination with Kenny Anthony to cause him to be so destructive to this country. Let's play the song again as we go to the next break.
Oh lad boy, that name again, I'm tired. Don't know how an unpopular politician is so popular. Oi, oi. Day and night must hear this man name on the media. Oi, oi. From Safenu early morning to can I help you in the evening? It's the same name you hearing. It could be so annoying whether Newspin or Sheldon. The man name have to mention, have to stop that crap. Stop falling in Alan trap. Is Alan do this and Alan do that? Is Alan do this? That man feeling smart. All the ministers and the PM, he more popular than them. Is them causing the problem cause they have a name like an anthem. Is Alan do this and Alan do that? Stop playing the game, stop calling Alan name. Is Alan do this, Alan do that? Wenson do this, Wenson do that? Alan do this, Alan do that? Wenson, hey, tous les jours comme ça. If the man go on a holiday up in Toronto, oi, oi. Next day is big news on TV and radio, oi, oi. As he in opposition, the man love that attention. No longer prime minister, but feel he still have the power. Always have a press conference. That ain't making sense. Media always there, broadcasting that everywhere. Is Alan do this and Alan do that? Is Alan do this? That man feeling smart. The man was losing ground. He's sitting the back of his van. We'll read that in the news. PM and all giving their views. Is Alan do this and Alan do that? Always talking about the man and fulfilling the plan. Oh yes, Alan do this, Alan do that. Wenson do this, Wenson do that. Alan do this, Alan We have the media eating out the hand. Oi, oi. Every move the man make is part of the plan. Oi, oi. His antics in parliament, for attention it is meant, trying with all he might to remain in the limelight. That is what he's looking for, to make him more popular. Is a Pakatan, last pally about a land. Is a land do this, and a land do that. Is a land do this, that man feeling smart. That is the strategy, to keep people talking about he. Even the heavy roller, calling he Johnny Walker. Is a land do this, and a land do that. He brainwashing we, even I singing about he. Oh lad, is a land do this, a land do that. A land do this, a land do that. Wenzel, 15, Walker, oh lad.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. On the fringe of St. Lucia Jazz, yet taking main focus is Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. Featuring Taunton legend, Future Lights, Robsai and Finesse, TYP, Ricky T, Tedison John, Headliners, Nyla Blackman. Skinny Fabulous. Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Soufre Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Soufre Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission, $130 EC. VIP, $400 EC. Get your tickets at fourcirclestickets.com. SRDF, The Cell, Soufre Jazz, ultimate experience.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man.
Just some advice from an old man. Whenever you complain about traffic problems going to and from the north, always punctuate with thanks to Alan. I'll be falling right into the same trap Invader is warning about, although at the end of it, Invader admits, even I singing about him. He says, Alan is playing with our minds, but even he, Invader, that's in the song, at the end, even I singing about him. So Invader is chastising us, but at the same time admitting that he's fallen into, the same trap, like what is. That was a message that I got about the roads, saying that whenever you complain about traffic problems going to and from the north, always punctuate with thanks to Alan. We don't have a falling highway and improved back roads to give motorists a choice. Now, let me see. I got something else which says, I'll undo the Kuwaiti road. Sorry, phone issues. Okay, I think the person is trying to say, I'll undo the Kuwaiti road. Okay, all right, that's the Castries to Grozile route. We're taking your call still, 724-7325 and 4533-911. All right. Let me see. Somebody has sent me a message. Let me see. Hi, my comrade brother. I'm here with you. There is an old saying to more you hear. There's an old saying to more you hear a lie, you are likely to believe it. Lies, I'm told, spread faster. So let us continue to, without ceasing, tell everyone, tooth moon repeatedly, who tells lies and who is best defined by lies. Remember the song Lies? Well, Shas is lies. Father, Lila. You know in order to recognize the genuine US dollars, you have to be, I think it says, in order to recognize the genuine US dollars, you have to be able to know the counterfeit. Tell the children the truth all the time. Give them a daily diet of truth so they become truth and accept nothing but the truth. We're building a new society. Blessed love, Shelton, my comrade. Okay. All right. Asked me to play a song called King Liar by Lord Nelson. Not sure if I don't want to play anything, and the next thing we end up finding ourselves flagged whatever for it. But I'll forward it to Nigel and let him make the decision. It's a YouTube, apparently it's on YouTube, whatever. I don't know if it's something, but I don't seem to be getting. Let me see this. Alright. Okay, so Nigel, I'm forwarding it to you. Calypsonian Lord Nelson. Okay, let me see. Someone has sent me another message saying, did you get the Kuwaiti road joke? Alan do it, I'll undo it. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yeah. So the Alan this, Alan that, Alan do this, Alan do that. We can turn it into I'll undo it. Okay. Yeah, that song about Teacher Moses, say if you tell a lie. Yeah. I don't know if we play that, if we're gonna find ourselves in any kind of, I don't know. I don't want anything to happen to us again for us to get shut down by Facebook or anything of that kind. Happy Vendors Day, 2nd May 2024. Local vendors have expressed their satisfaction. Okay, that's the message that I'm just getting. All right, let's see if I can go to the Facebook Live, or maybe we should just play the song now, Nigel. Yeah, let's play it. Yeah.
Was a big lion competition to see who they will crown as lion champion. Liars from all parts of the West Indies, big shot liars from all them foreign countries. From a field about 1,000 or so entry, in 2 days he boiled down and leave just 3. I had me eye on Liar the lion, because I know he does come with some good ones. But they had a younger fella named Debo, come from some village there in Tobago. He say his father is Tobago's best fisherman. Catch a fisherman wide 80 feet in span. He had to tight on the boat and swim back to land to get his brother Eric to give him a hand. You hear lie? That is lie. Lie? You hear lie?
Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie, you're going to hell as soon as you die.
Why, sir? Check it out. Liar the lion, he laughed till he sweat. He said, Mr. Debo, ain't say nothing yet. If you really want to hear about fishing, let me blow your mind. Now listen to something. When you're talking about fish, you just hit the spot. I was hoping you did believe it or not. The fish your father caught, to you it was great, but it's them small fish my father does use for bait. Lion went ahead on points in the show, completely eliminated Mr. Debo. The next man to beat was really outrageous. He asked the judges if he could lie first. The judges asked Lion, the lion agreed. Say any topic we'll pick is alright with me. He outrageous, I strong, let we meet head on. And when we done, see who head fit to wear the crown. You hear lie? That is lie. Lie? You hear lie?
Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie, you're going to hell as soon as you die.
Let it go. Let it go. Choke it up. Yep. The outrageous say that he knew a tailor comes to making suit. The man is the master. If you show him a man coming round a corner, he could make him a suit and don't even measure. I'm talking about suit, sitting down correct, expertly made and fitting perfect. He used to sew for Shakespeare, make suit for Hamlet, and up to this day yet make a mistake yet. You know the crowd went wild, they couldn't cool down. I say liar, the lion losing the crown. The judges brought the crowd back to order and asked the lion to lie about a tailor. He said my man is the best, Rolf is his name. Cutting cloth, making suit is his game. Don't show him the man, my tailor is class. Just show him the corner where the fella pass, and he gon' make a suit. That is tailor, you hear lie? King liar.
Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie, you're going to hell as soon as you die.
Whip it up. Pick it up. Lay it up. Move it up. Let it go.
Alright, so that song, an old song, long time song, Lord Nelson. Yes. Many of us can relate to it. I think many of us would have really enjoyed it and can say we grew up on that song and on that type of music. But the question now, Invader, telling us, too much of Ireland, no about Ireland Twop. So, a lot of people in the chat are saying that he's doing exactly what he's admonishing us about, and he admits it in the song. I don't think it's possible, to speak too much about someone who's a public figure, especially when there are inaccuracies that are being bandied about, and you need to correct those inaccuracies, because once you allow them to stand uncontroverted, unchallenged, there can easily be an assumption that they are the truth. Remember all those things that were being said about St. Lucia's CIP program recently? Could you have just said you're ignoring those things? Could you have just said you're not taking them on? People like to tell you that, don't take that on, don't take that on, don't take that on. But at the same time, you go to different places on the public transport, you go to a little restaurant or bar, you are hearing people repeating those things because it is sinking into their heads. All right, we are taking your calls, 724-7325 and 4533-911. The calls seem to be a little lean today. Did real issues just suddenly become unpopular from yesterday when people couldn't have enough of it? Was it Lisa? Do I have to bring Lisa here every day? Beg her to come by and so on? Is something else happening? Is it the jazz? Is it this? Is it that? I notice the calls aren't coming, but don't worry. 2 o'clock will come. We have a way that is at 2 o'clock everybody want to call, but we're going at 2. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. The real issues.
Good afternoon. The sign of any good talk show host is when he's inundated with callers. So I just called to save you.
Yeah, okay, well, that means I'm a poor talk show host. So.
How are you, Shelton?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm good. I'm actually calling on something I'd meant to call on about 2 days ago. Sometimes you hear advertisements, promos in the background while you're doing your stuff, and you never really pay attention to them. Mm-hmm. And then, when you really pay attention, you understand. I listened to the TVET ad, and it only came a few days, the realization came upon me a few days ago, Shelton. And it spoke to something that I had always mentioned and I had concerns about. And I think this is a wonderful idea. I want to congratulate the Ministry of Education before I even say so, and the government of St. Lucia. The fact that you're looking at converting 4 schools to TVET certified schools, to technical vocational schools. So I think that is a wonderful idea. Mm-hmm. We've already had too many secondary schools already. It's just evident the fact that we had to close down 2 of them and convert, combine 2 of them. Sheldon, I've always said, so I think I said more when the Sports Academy was established. I believe that the Sports Academy is a great idea, but it cannot be done in isolation. I think that in terms of the revamp of our entire education, we need to have at the secondary school level. And I think maybe if it starts from Form 3, you have your junior secondary schools, but then they branch out now to senior secondary schools that specialize in particular subject areas. So you will have your secondary schools for the arts, while you still do the basic, the English, the math, and everything. One for the sciences, one, and one for business. And I think that's the way we should be going. Apart from even bringing the A-levels back to particular secondary schools, because what we're doing is that the fact that we've allowed basically every child to go to a secondary school, regardless of the grade. You have a child who gets 90% at the CPA it is now, as opposed to someone who gets, let's say, 40%. Both of them are still going to secondary schools to go for the same syllabus, and one of them was not even able to meet the proper passing standards, the pass mark at the primary school level. So you're all streaming them to do the same thing, but the results are still going to be the same because we are not, we're not capitalizing the children's strength. And I think, so just let me say that I think it's a wonderful idea. Let me congratulate the Ministry of Education, the TVET unit, and the government of St. Lucia for what they intend to do is to add 4 TVET, a technical vocational secondary school.
Can I ask you something before you go, now that we're on the subject of schools and education? I'm asking you for your own gut feeling. I'm not asking you for any scientific or anything that's research. Do you think teaching is still an attractive profession for people, that it's something that people are eager to do now?
I can tell you from first-hand experience as someone in my household who has been a teacher for 30-something years. And teaches grade 6. Shelton, it's only attractive at this point. The way it really has devolved. I wouldn't say evolved. It really has devolved. I think teaching at this point, the only people who enjoy the job of teaching are those who really enjoy teaching. I don't think it's an enjoyable job now because I look at especially the grade 6 teachers. They're under so much pressure, and they're under so much pressure having to compact so much in so little time. And we saw the retardation of which came about as a result of COVID. Shelton, where having to on the fly go to online instruction. You find teachers and students are still adjusting to that. You know, it will take a while. I think it will take a while for things to actually settle, but I don't think teaching at this point, there's too much. I have my view on corporal punishment, Shelton, but I will not make it be known here, but I think the alternative forms of, punishment is for students, because the teachers have to face students now. They cannot discipline in any forceful manner. I'm not talking about abusing a child, but then, children come with their habits. Parents are expecting the teachers now to do everything, be the parent, be the instructor, and be everything, which they cannot do. You understand?
Yeah.
I think one model which has really reduced the stress on them is the fact that you have teachers now. You don't find one teacher per class. They may have a homeroom teacher. I'm talking about the primary school level, but you find the teachers who are stronger and specialized in subjects like mathematics are the ones who will be teaching math. And then you have the English teachers who will be teaching English. And I think that is the way to go as well, because I remember covering common entrance results some years ago, and Ms. Constance Rennie at the Ministry of Education noted that they realized that the teachers are not teaching the children the different ways of solving math problems, which became a problem because some children learn in different ways, as we know. Well, children we all learn in different ways. You understand? But I don't think teaching right now is an enjoyable one. There's a lot of pressures placed on, the changes with how they've had to function and operate, especially the ones who are not so computer savvy. You understand? To have to look to be able to find the shortcuts and things to make things easier. But Sheldon, let me not tie the line. You maybe tie the line with that question. Let me give somebody else a chance.
No, it's okay, because in any case, the line was not crazy busy anyway. I'm asking this because all over, and it's not just in St. Lucia or the Caribbean, but around the world, there seems to be a crisis in terms of the things that teachers have to face.
You have to deal with
students who have all the rights and teachers have none. The whole question of violence. Now a teacher is so likely to be attacked, in school by one of their own students, weapons and so on in the classes, like they're powerless, they can't do anything and so on. The pay has never been great. I don't know a time when it has been great and so on. It just seems to be an absolutely out of control, crazy kind of environment now, just like our wider environment.
It is, Shelton. And if I could give you a quick example, I could tell you in a particular primary school, there's this one student who was just mischievous, went to this child's parents and said to her that a teacher, the child's teacher had hit him or her, right? And the parent just came into the school and was ready to, jump on the teacher without even inquiring and find out what happened.
I think some time ago there was a similar thing like that in Labrie. I think it was,
It happened. This has happened from time immemorial, but it's been increasing in recent times. Again, like you say, the children are always with so much rights. I use the word rights, loosely, because I still think that there are things that we are a little too easy on our children on, and I think we are rapidly declining in terms of our values as a society. And this is affecting all aspects of all different professions, and teaching is one of them.
It would be very sad. Well. It would be very sad if we reach the day, if we have not already reached it, that is, where people only go into teaching because they can't find something different or in their mind something better to do, or just to earn a salary, but there really is no commitment or no, like you hear people say, me, I just go in there and I'm doing what I have to do. I am stressing myself, there is not that extra mile reach out to students and so on to really give off that extra little push to get them over some kind of hump or line or so on. It'll be sad if teaching just becomes a place where people...
But who says it hasn't become that way now?
That's what I was telling you, if it hasn't already happened, Just marking time for your pension, for your, for waiting for your time to come, for you to get out there to get your little kakada, as they say. and you can't wait to get out of there. There isn't that kind of commitment that I knew I grew up with, you know. Teachers would pay a visit to your home uninvited so that they can have a word with your parents about you, your work and so on, you know, who took an interest in you, not just in the classroom, but extracurricular, in the sports, the art and craft, all these kind of things, you know.
Yeah, but Shelton, you know, I think I'm not sure if it's already happening within the Ministry of Education, and as much as many people hate the word consultancy, I think this is about time where between all our people who are actually trained in the field of education, those are the doctorates and those in education reform and all these things, we have you know, these focus groups, the consultancies, and we actually evaluate our current system where we are at now. And we're talking about in the context of St. Lucia. I know we do regional exams, but in terms of how we prepare our students our children for the future, I think there should be a full consultation on that with our professionals. I mean, they can look at models that are overseas, but I don't think anybody knows our system than those who have been better than those who've been through it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the flaws that I point out from my own experiences through our education system. So I think that is best. And I think the time is now, while we have a government that is fully committed to working for the people and putting the people first.
All
you know,
right.
and the government values education as well.
Thank you very much, Miguel. Appreciate
All right,
it.
Sheldon, thank you.
All right. All right, good afternoon to you, Alan Amide, who says the program is an educational class. Thank you very much for that endorsement, and really appreciate it. We still have time for one or two more calls if you care to. Appreciate it. 724-7325 and 4533-911. Alan says minimum wage and living wage are different. Minimum wage is for accepted survival. Living wage incorporates social engagement. So I don't know, the Prime Minister seemed to have found a way to blend and meld the two of them, because he did speak about a livable minimum wage. Yes, and in fact I have that clip, but there wouldn't be time to play it. That's supposed to be the whole idea of economic union. That is the freedom of movement and the right to establishment and unlimited stay in the other territories and so on. So I don't know, establishing a business and registering a business, why it should run into any kind of blocks and hurdles and so on, based on the description that this OECS citizen was saying. Magdalene Daniel believes it's so much bureaucracy that's causing it. Alan says that's not the politicians' fault, it's the pen pushers and policy implementation. Freedom of movement should mean what it says on the tin. Setting up business shouldn't be a chore. Miguel in the chat says even healthcare non-St. Lucians have to pay a higher fee at the hospital for surgeries. All right, okay, thank you very much for that. Okay. Anyway, folks, I think we're going to wrap up the real issues pretty soon. People are talking about the calypsos. They say, but look, he's singing an entire song about the same Alan we, with a laugh at that. Someone says, that's right, the calypso is usually making them famous. All UK politicians took offense and felt a nobody if they were not on Spitting Image, a waxwork satirical show. Not sure I understand exactly what's being attempted here. It took the piss out of everyone, especially Thatcher and the royal family. All right, do they have calypsos in the UK? People who sing calypso there? I don't know. Calypso is about current affairs, Adela Silly says. No? Well, Alan getting his blows too. My people talented for sure. David Henry says, but there is another twist to this song when he sings Alan do this, Alan do that. And I think Miguel, with a lot of wit, told us that it's Alan, I'll undo, Alan do. Alan do this, Alan do that. He did a lot of undoing, like I said. Magdalene Daniel says, but Vida, you're giving him more attention by singing an entire song about him. All right. Okay. All right, many comments there, but I think we'll leave it at that for today and for the week. Thank you so very much, everyone, for being part of the real issues. We'll do this, God willing, same time Monday from 12:30 to 2 on the radio, Real FM, on the TV, MBC, channel 120 Flow Cable Service, as well as on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Do enjoy the rest of your Friday and indeed your entire weekend, above all in safety. Thank you very much, Nigel Nicholas, for holding the fort in the absence of Jaquan, who we hope, whatever it is, that is recovering and he will be back with us next week. Shelton Daniel signing out.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. On the fringe of St. Lucia Jazz, yet taking main focus is Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. Featuring Taunton legend, Future Lights, Rob Zayak Finesse, TYP, Ricky T, Jefferson John, Headliners, Nyla Blackman. Skinny Fabulous, Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Soufre Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Soufre Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission $130 EC. VIP